Hi there, Dean Bluetech here. I just finished watching Psychic Powers, an amazing demonstration by F. Freethinker. It was a Richard Dawkins excerpt, and pretty much saying that all psychics are bullshit, which I totally agree. John Edwards and any other of those pay for psychics, astrology, bullshit. That Uri Geller guy, I could bend spoons with my mind, completely fucking bullshit. They've all been debunked by the amazing Randy, and if they weren't, they'd be millionaires by now. And amazing Randy has been a big hero ever since I read an article in Dynamite magazine back in '84. Back when that $1 million prize was a measly 10,000 or 100,000. But as I am an atheist in the nature of gods, as for psychic abilities, I still remain a skeptic, so call me an agnostic on that. After all, we only use a third of our brain capacity. 2/3 remain untapped. Even look at Albert Einstein. It's like he did not, the genius he was, thinking of all these things that were way ahead of his time. He still didn't use his total brain capacity there. Any member of Mensa today, nowhere near full 100%. What would happen if we could tap into that 2/3 unused brain capacity? I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have had some experience of deja vu. Like you're walking down the street and seeing parked cars in the exact same spot. I mean, just not normal stuff, but seeing like the same bird fly by at the same time that you like thought you had in a dream. Or you hear a conversation and you know you heard this before, and it's not just your significant other nagging you for like the 10th time, but you know that you heard this conversation again. Science has brought into this possibility of a theory of that information, that stimuli jumping between the synapses of your nerves from leading to your brain, just a couple synapses there, while the actual stimuli happening in real time leads along the same pathway. So that jump ahead, that skipping a couple of neurons there, could lead to the feeling of deja vu. There's been other times, other things. Let me think. We'll revert back to September 10th, 2001, where my son, I come visit him at his house there. He was killing ants, just like any evil little child would be. It's like I told him, it's like, don't kill the ants. If you want to kill the ants, do something constructive. Feed them to the spider web over there in the corner by the shed there. So as we were picking the ants up and feeding them into the spider webs on the picnic table and by the shed, at least we're killing ants and feeding the spiders, this name echoes in my head. Osama bin Laden. It's like, just this little voice is saying that. And for some reason, why the fuck is this shit popping in my head? And we all know what happened the next day after that. terrorists took over 3 airplanes and crashed them into buildings. Twin Towers and the Pentagon. And fourth one crashed in the field in Pennsylvania. But, and a couple days after that, Osama bin Laden was named as the head mastermind of the leader of Al-Qaeda as this terrorist act. We all know that Osama bin Laden was, before this, for the previous years before this, ever since probably the first World Trade bombing and the car garage bombing, he was named as one of the FBI's 10 most wanted list, and the Cole bombing. But I don't recall seeing him on the news before that. He may or might not have been, and it might have just registered my subconscious. But why did he echo in on the exact same time, that exact day, right before that happened? I don't know. It's just another skeptic thing saying, it's like, I may have seen a news report, I may not have, just registering my subconscious, but that's an odd time for that little voice in my head saying Osama bin Laden, just for the shits and grins of it. And then a couple years after that, delivering appliances in my truck there, listening to talk radio, and they're just about to report on the space shuttle, I think Columbia, just about to land. And that was the one that launched in space, lost a couple tiles during the launch. And they were saying it's just about to land, and this little voice in my head pops up and says, it's going to crash. And about 10 minutes later, we hear there's been this horrible disaster. The space shuttle just burst into flames before landing. And I just said that there's tiles that fell off, but why the fuck is that little voice in my head saying it's going to crash? Granted, I still haven't been able to pick the winning lottery numbers yet. Neither of any of those other fucking psychics. They've never been able to fool the amazing Randy, and I haven't been able to tap into the subconscious mind to actually do anything other than just passive reading. You listen to the radio, and you can pick out what next song is going to come on. Maybe you just listen to that fucking radio station just too long and you know what their fucking playlist is. So I'm still agnostic on psychic ESPN ability. And I'm still willing to be an open mind on this. I'd like to know how to tap into this a little bit more so I can pick my fucking winning lottery numbers. And this is Dean Lunatic signing off.